These guys tied up a pretty decent property. It wasn't the prettiest house you've ever seen, but the numbers were good. It was a little 2-1 down on 45th, south part of town in San Diego. They bought it. They had it tied up for $110,000. Not bad. And this was in that period where we had the false bubble with the tax credit thing. So things were selling for a little bit more than they are now. So on this particular property, we figured the after repair value was somewhere around $200, $210. It needed about $30,000 to make it pretty. These guys wanted to wholesale it for $10,000 over. They bought it for $110, and so they called me up and wanted to wholesale it to me. And they're young guys, and I like them. I really go extra hard to help my students. If they're trying and they're doing everything they can. And I said, well, why do you guys, it's a good property. The market's hot right now. We know it's artificial, but it's hot. You should keep it, repair it, and then sell it. You'll make more money. And they're like, it just so happened that I had a retired investor that had some money. They were sitting on about $150,000, and all they wanted was a monthly income. They needed it to supplement retirement. So they called me up and said, you're a trusted guy in the business. Could you put that to work? All we need is a decent rate of return. We don't need to kill it. So here's how the deal broke down. First deed of trust went to who? Exactly, at 70%. We did a joint venture between myself, actually my IRA in this case, and the people that flipped the property. And that's just spelling out who's doing what, who's responsible for what time frames, and what the costs are, how they're going to be allocated, and importantly, how the profits are going to be split up. I like to have all these discussions up front, because I don't want any surprises later. So here's the final numbers or thereabouts. Sold it for about $200. We had higher offers they couldn't close. Repairs a little bit higher, $33,600. They always are $33,560. Some resale costs, purchase price. We paid the lender 12%, just straight, no points, no fees, just straight 12%. They were thrilled. There was a gross in there of about $32,000, which was split 50-50. Not a bad day for those guys. So here's how it kind of broke down. The flipper rehabber got 16 of the 32. The retired investor just wanted a yield, and for putting up the money, they got about $6,600. And then obviously for putting all this together, I get paid pretty well for what I do. Way more than braces, Doc. That's why I don't do braces. 24%, not bad.